Hello my friends, my name is Pushkar Kant and today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, the future of the vehicle energy and we as Indian where we are heading toward. Well, in a recent year we have seen the electric vehicle is growing to the great extent in the Indian market. So very evident question comes in our mind, why suddenly it become the need of the hour? Well, as an Indian customer, we do have the reasons, fuel prices shooting up, but seeing the larger picture, well, fuel price is not the only reason for the electric vehicle to get introduced. Since climate change is the greatest challenge of our time and it is a global threat, in November 2021, the 26th session of the Conference of the Party, which is also called Glasgow Climate Change Conference, held. And in this session, many nations adopted the Glasgow Climate Pact and the pact popularly known as the Glasgow Declaration on Zero Emission Car and Vans, which says we can halve the carbon emission by 2030 and reach zero carbon emission as soon as possible before 2050. Okay, so what we understood from the Glasgow Climate Change Pact that our existing internal combustion engine is the culprit and contributor for the carbon emission and for climate change. But how electric vehicle is come as a superhero for us and for our climate change? Or do electric vehicle is the only option we left with? Well, perhaps not. Here comes the tussle between the automakers starts, where the Tesla is pushing their limits in electric vehicles and convincing us that electric vehicle is the best solution in current scenario, whereas the Toyota, the second largest automaker in the world, have completely different stand on this. In Toyota point of view, it is not the internal combustion is our problem, but rather it is a carbon dioxide emission, and we should be diversified to solve the problem. Instead of just focusing on the electric vehicles, perhaps we should look for other options too, like fuel cell hydrogen vehicles. Here comes the tug war between the electric vehicles and fuel cell hydrogen vehicles. Elon Musk already mocked the idea of fuel cell hydrogen vehicle multiple times at various platforms, whereas Toyota still believe fuel cell hydrogen vehicle have a great opportunity ahead in future. Okay, so as an Indian customer, what should be our take on this? Well, I know we Indian have a great decision making tool.
कितना देती है?
But as a matter of a climate concern, probably this approach will not be wise. So before jumping the gun, we should need to understand the ecosystem of electric vehicle and fuel cell hydrogen vehicle. The primary objective of energy requirement in the vehicle is to move the wheels. In our existing vehicles, mostly it gets done with the help of an internal combustion engine in which fuel burns and helps piston to rotate the shaft. But in electric vehicle, this rotation of a wheel achieved by the motors, and this motor get powered by the lithium ion battery. It is the same battery what we use in our smartphones. The pack of a multiple lithium ion batteries stacked up in a form of a large battery which provide the power to the car, whereas fuel cell hydrogen vehicle also uses electricity to move the motor, but slightly in different approach. Instead of directly taking power from the battery like electric vehicle, fuel cell hydrogen vehicles create electricity with the help of a hydrogen cell, where oxygen is sucked from the atmosphere and hydrogen from the fuel tank combine and generate electricity. Okay, so I'm not deep diving into the mechanism and how it works, but this is the basic principle of electric vehicle and fuel cell hydrogen vehicle. So what we understood that electric vehicle and fuel cell hydrogen vehicles both uses the electricity. So where the conflict lies? Well, here is the catch what we need to understand. For both charging the electric vehicle and fueling up the tank with hydrogen, it required energy. Some countries like Norway, whose adoption for the electric vehicle is nearly 90%, are the perfect place for electric vehicle because their power generation mostly come from the renewable source of energy. But we as a country, India, we still depends mostly on coals and fossil fuels for our power generation. So electric vehicle adoption in India is like instead of killing Mother Nature directly, you hire a hitman to kill her. So this is quite irony actually. In electric vehicles, we are not burning the fuel directly, but because our electric vehicle require electricity, our thermal and other power plant emitting more carbon emission to generate more electricity. In regard to fuel cell hydrogen vehicles, for hydrogen extraction, it too require a hell lot of energy. And on basis of energy used for extraction, hydrogen is categorized as a brown, gray, blue, green. So brown, gray, blue all emit CO2, whereas a green hydrogen don't. It completely get extracted from the renewable source of energy. So okay, what we understood here is electric vehicle is indirectly participating in a carbon emission and fuel cell hydrogen vehicle have only green hydrogen which is with no carbon emission. So it means fuel cell hydrogen vehicle winning this round. Well, this is debatable in this current scenario. If we think ourselves as a country, adopting fuel cell hydrogen vehicle will be more logical. Recently, our Union Minister for Road Transport and Highway, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, created a buzz when he reached the parliament in a green hydrogen powered car. And I understand and appreciate the fact that Indian government is promoting the green hydrogen powered car. Electric vehicles requires lithium ion battery, and unfortunately India is not the best place where the abundance of lithium is. It means even though we adopt the electric vehicles, we will be always dependent on other countries for lithium ion batteries. Whereas fuel cell hydrogen vehicles require hydrogen, which is absolutely free in our nature. Only thing we need to work on green energy to use for extraction. It is understandable we have lot more to work on this, but this is something doable. Indian government is ambitious over the green hydrogen. In fact, 15th August 2021, Independence Day, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced a national hydrogen mission where his vision was to make India epicenter of a green hydrogen. Well, we hope one day this vision will turn into the reality and we as a country move one step forward toward making India an Atmanirbhar Bharat. If we talk about the infrastructure for both electric vehicles and fuel cell hydrogen vehicles, we are at toddler age. So it's completely up to us how we're going to shape our future. Okay, so that's it from my side. My name is Pushkar Kant. If you like this content, please like, share, subscribe. Signing off.